Wing then thy flight unto this divine tree, and partake of its fruits. Gather up that which hath fallen therefrom, and guard it faithfully. Meditate then upon the utterance of one of the prophets, as he intimated to the souls of men, through veiled allusions and hidden symbols, the glad tidings of the one who was to come after him, that thou mayest know of a certainty that their words are inscrutable to all save those who are endued with an understanding heart. He saith, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and brass-like were his feet, and out of his mouth goeth a two-edged sword. How could these words be literally interpreted? Were anyone to appear with all these signs, he would surely not be a human. And how could any soul seek his company? Nay, should he appear in one city, even the inhabitants of the next would flee from him, nor would any soul dare approach him. Yet shouldst thou reflect upon these statements, thou wouldst find them to be of such surpassing eloquence and clarity as to mark the loftiest heights of utterance and the epitome of wisdom. Methinks it is from them that the sons of eloquence have appeared, and the stars of clarity have dawned forth and shone resplendent. Behold then the foolish ones of bygone times, and those who in this day await the advent of such a being. Nor would they ever bear allegiance unto him, except that he appear in the aforementioned form. And as such a being will never appear, so too will they never believe. Such indeed is the measure of the understanding of these perverse and ungodly souls. How could those who fail to understand the most evident of the evident and the most manifest of the manifest ever apprehend the abstruse realities of the divine precepts and the essence of the mysteries of his everlasting wisdom? I shall now briefly explain the true meaning of this utterance, that thou mayest discover its hidden mysteries and be of them that perceive. Examine then and judge aright that which we shall reveal unto thee, that haply thou mayest be accounted in the sight of God amongst those who are fair-minded in these matters. Know then that he who uttered these words in the realms of glory meant to describe the attributes of the one who is to come in such veiled and enigmatic terms as to elude the understanding of the people of error. Now when he saith, his eyes were as a flame of fire, he alludeth but to the keenness of sight and acuteness of vision of the promised one, who with his eyes burneth away every veil and covering, maketh known the eternal mysteries in the contingent world, and distinguisheth the faces that are obscured with the dust of hell from those that shine with the light of paradise. Were his eyes not made of the blazing fire of God, how could he consume every veil and burn away all that the people possess? How could he behold the signs of God in the kingdom of his names and in the world of creation? How could he see all things with the all-perceiving eye of God? Thus have we conferred upon him a penetrating vision in this day. Would that ye believe in the verses of God. Would that ye believe in the verses of God. For indeed, what fire is fiercer than this flame that shineth in the Sinai of his eyes, whereby he consumeth all that hath veiled the peoples of the world? Immeasurably exalted shall God remain, and above all that hath been revealed in his unerring tablets concerning the mysteries of the beginning and the end, until that day when the crier will cry out, the day whereon we shall all return unto him. As to the words, brass-like were his feet, by this is meant his constancy upon hearing the call of God that commandeth him, be thou steadfast as thou hast been bidden. He shall so persevere in the cause of God, and evince such firmness in the path of his might, that even if all the powers of earth and heaven were to deny him, he would not waver in the proclamation of his cause, nor flee from his command in the promulgation of his laws. Nay, rather, he will stand as firm as the highest mountains and the loftiest peaks. He will remain immovable in his obedience to God, and steadfast in revealing his cause and proclaiming his word. No obstacle will hinder him, nor will the censure of the froward deter him, or the repudiation of the infidels cause him to waver. All the hatred, the rejection, the iniquity, and the unbelief that he witnesseth serve but to strengthen his love for God, to augment the yearning of his heart, to heighten the exaltation of his soul, and to fill his breast with passionate devotion. Hast thou ever seen in this world brass stronger, or blade sharper, or mountain more unyielding than this? He shall verily stand upon his feet to confront all the inhabitants of the earth, and will fear no one, notwithstanding that which, as thou well knowest, the people are wont to commit. Glory be to God, who hath established him and called him forth. Potent is God to do what he pleaseth. He in truth is the help in peril, the self-subsisting. And further he saith, out of his mouth goeth a two-edged sword. Know thou that since the sword is an instrument that divideth and cleaveth asunder, and since there proceedeth from the mouth of the prophets and the chosen ones of God that which separateth the believer from the infidel, and the lover from the beloved, this term hath been so employed. And apart from this dividing and separating, no other meaning is intended. No other meaning is intended. Thus, when he was the primal point and the eternal Son desireth, by the leave of God, to gather together all creation, to raise them up from the graves of their own selves, and to divide them one from another, he shall pronounce but one verse from him, and this verse will distinguish truth from error from this day unto the day of resurrection. What sword is sharper than this heavenly sword? What blade more trenchant than this incorruptible steel, that severeth every tie, and separateth thereby the believer from the infidel, father from son, brother from sister, and lover from beloved? For whoso believeth in that which hath been revealed unto him is a true believer. And whoso turneth away is an infidel, and such an irrevocable separation occurreth between them, that they will cease to consort and associate with each other in this world. And so it is between father and son, for should the son believe and the father deny, they will be severed and forever dissociated from each other. Nay, rather, thou witnessest how the son slayeth the father, and the father the son. Consider in the same light all that we have explained and related unto thee. Wert thou to behold all things with the eye of discernment, thou wouldst indeed see that this divine sword doth cleave asunder generations. Would that ye could understand it. All this is by virtue of the word of separation that is manifested on the day of judgment and separation, were the people to take heed in the days of their Lord. Nay, couldst thou but sharpen thy sight and refine thy heart, thou wouldst witness that all the material swords which in every day and age have slain the infidels and waged war against the impious proceed from this divine and invisible sword. Open then thine eyes, that thou mayest behold all that we have revealed to thee, and attain unto that which none other hath attained. We verily exclaim, Praise be to God, he who is the Lord of the day of reckoning. Yea, inasmuch as these people have failed to acquire true knowledge from its source and wellspring, and from the ocean of fresh and soft-flowing waters that stream by the leave of God, through hearts that are pure and stainless, they have been veiled from that which God hath intended by those words and allusions, and have remained confined within the prison of their own selves.